Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Oh,
Okay, so how are you?
fine, thank you.
Okay, so we will start our today's class. So basically, today I also try to talk about the rest of the part which is not completed. Okay, so I hope you also find out the region. Okay, about the place where you can get the some black pixel value. Okay, so I simply open the previous code also. Just a minute.
Sorry, uh, I sent uh, I sent you a problem.
Yeah, I also open this code. Yeah, also open this code.
Yes.
Okay, so mainly in this code, we are using the Saudi Arabia region for also get the Modi's NDVI dataset. Select the NDVI, then we can get the select the time
I
period
don't
of the
I don't see
NDVI.
your screen.
Okay, just okay. So I forget to sharing my screen. Just a minute. Okay, so now can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now you can see here, we are using this image collection. We are also scaled this NDVI for this region. Okay, as well as we are also okay. Can add this NDVI. Average NDVI, you can use there the average NDVI. Okay, the area. Then you can make the chart using the scale NDVI. Okay, so now what's the problem in this code?
I selected Medina region. Okay,
Yeah.
but when use this code, the chart is for the whole Saudi Arabia, and the image
Okay.
is for
Okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Okay. So first of all, okay. So you can see here. I can simply in this time you can see you did not import the any Modena region other things you did not import it. So I also import the code again. Just I simply remove this, and I already imported all of the state for the Saudi Arabia boundary shapefile in here. So just I simply import this shapefile. So now I need to just filter this table too. Okay. So just I simply filter. So you can see I simply copy this table 2 and paste here. Okay, because this table 2 is stored the all of the Saudi province, Medina, Makkah, all of the things, all of the state is stored in this here. So I simply click to the run. So now we
I
can
put
get the result only for the
table
Medina.
table three. I put them in the same way like you. What is the problem?
Okay, this problem is that in this time you can see first of all you need to import your province, all of the province boundary shapefile. It is stored in a variable table 2. Okay, so now you can see
I done.
yeah.
That is I done.
Then I simply take a variable name ROI and then I filtered this table 2. I filtered this table 2 and I select the Al Madina state, Al Madina province. Okay. So now I simply copy this variable name ROI and now I use this clip. So you can see I simply use the clip with ROI because this ROI is stored the Al Madina province. Okay. So now when I click to the run, you can see what I can get. In this time, I get the result for Medina. I can say I can get the result only for the Medina, and it also provide the bands time series chart also for Medina. Okay, so now I can see you can see this is the Medina NDVI map. You can get it. Okay, so which
Sorry,
shapefile is stored in here?
show
You
me.
need to clip with this shapefile. Yeah. Any question?
Stop here, please. I want to revise that what I do, what I did.
So in this time, you need the result for the Makkah. You can simply change the name. Okay, so any state you can simply all of the state name in here for the 10 state in here, just you can simply copy the name and you can easily work with this. Okay, so because you can see suppose I want to work with this, I need the shape data for the this for this province. I simply copy and simply paste here and click to the run. So now I can get the result for this area.
It's clear that Saudi province that you used is differ than the Saudi province that I used.
In this time, you also change this region. When you want to make the time series chart, you can see this time series chart is for whole country. What is the country variable? You can see country is that your Saudi Arabia. Okay, so this chart is represented the NDVI time series chart for whole Saudi Arabia country. Okay, but I need the chart only for the Al Modina. I need the chart only for the Al Joaf state. Okay, you can see it is stored in a variable. This variable name is the ROI. I simply copy the ROI and then simply put here the ROI. So in this time, when I click to the run, I can get the result for the Al Joaf or this province, the time series chart I want to get. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so now you can see this time series chart is a different. Okay, because this time series chart is for Al Joaf. Okay, suppose you need the time series chart for the Al Modina, you can simply click to here and then I can simply go to the feature.
I think the problem is at the Saudi province from the first step that you add them from assets Saudi province. I think this is different from that I used.
So now you can say I want to get the Al Modina region as well as also get the Al Modina boundary shape file time series chart in here. Okay, so now you can see this time series chart is for Al Modina because you can see this Al Modina is stored in a variable. This variable name is the ROI, and when I want to make the time series chart, I use here the ROI because this Al Modina, this state is variable is the ROI. Okay, my reason is that ROI.
I did the same. I did all step as you said now, but the problem is the Medina or Jove or Mecca doesn't appear.
Why it's in this time you can see it appeared. There is no problem. Here you can see. Okay. So I simply work with the suppose Makkah. I simply use this name Makkah. So now I want to get the result for the Makkah. Okay, just I simply wrong spelling in here, so that's it not appeared. So just I simply print this table 2 and find out the spelling of this. Just a minute. Jijan. It's Makkah. You can see what is the spelling. You need to have use the same spelling, otherwise it's not work. I hope now it will be work. I also need to focus. I simply use at the map dot center object with ROI for the focusing. Okay, so you can say I can get the result. You can say I can get the result for the Makkah. As well as also you can say I can get the time series chart. Okay, so this is the map for the Makkah NDVI and I also get the time series chart between this time period which you set in here. I get the time series chart, okay, like this. So I hope you can get the solution. Okay.
You don't add any new, but I will try again.
Okay, you can. So it's very easy. So you can see. I also again
It's
explain.
very easy, but it doesn't appear to with me.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. You can also try again. I hope it will be. You can get this result. No
I
problem.
will try again. I will try again.
Okay. And I also send you this link again. Just a minute. Okay. 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 So previous class we also try to discuss about the land use land cover classification map for a specific time period. So in this time we try to discuss about a. In this time I just try to discuss about that another process. You can see previous class we also try to find out the vegetation, build up area, barren land. Okay. In this time we need to also classify the another thing is that suppose mm, so in this time here you can see here we can also get the same other color sign. Okay, so it's the barren land. Okay, so it's the barren land. We can easily find out that from the satellite images. You can see. Okay, so I think this is the hilly region, other things, so it's look like a barren land. Okay, so you will when you are using this band combination in here, this is the 542, it's identify the barren land, or you will identify the barren land. Okay, if you want to use here the 4, 3 and 2, customize 98% and apply. It's the true color composite. When you're using this band combination we can get the natural color. Okay, so natural color band combination. So in this time my question is that we are also finding some other thing is that like this. You can see it's look something about this canal or channel look like this. You can see, and I don't know understand about this place. What is this? Okay, you can see it look like this. It's what is this? This is that any types of canal or river or other things. So see, okay, we are using here the 5, 4, 3. So did you find out this solution about this region? What is it?
No.
Okay, so okay, no problem. So in this time, so we have only classified the two things. Okay, we classified the vegetation, build-up area, and barren land on this region. Okay, suppose in this region for this, I think this is the whole Saudi Arabia region. Okay, so Almodina region. So in this time for the Almodina region, we just classified the vegetation, build-up area, and barren land. Okay, and we also try to make this LULC map and classified map for the vegetation, build-up area, and barren land. How much build-up area will be available in here? How much vegetation is available in here? How much build-up area is available here? Okay, then we also make this the classification map. Okay, so in this time you can see I just classified the three classes for Almodina region, and that's why I also get the some training point for the vegetation, build up area, and barren land. I take the some training point like this. Okay. In this time, my third step is that I need to merge.
Sorry,
I need
sorry. Yes, your voice is far. Your voice.
Okay, so I also go slowly, just a minute. So in this time you can see I simply imported I take all of the training point, vegetation, build up area, barren land. I take the training point. Okay. In this time I just need to merge all of the training point together. I need to merge all of the training point together. So I simply take a variable and give the variable name is that suppose sample. Okay, you can put any variable name. Then I merge. So I simply use at the vegetation. It's merge with build up. It merge with parent land. Okay, just I simply merge. In this time you can see I simply print it. Print the sample. So now you can check it working. Here I can get total 130 elements. It means that here I take 130 training point total for vegetation, build up area and barren land. Total 130 training point. You can see all of the details. You can see here you can see the properties class 0. First training point 0 refers to the first item. So this first training point is for 0, class 0. Also, what is the class 0? You can see class 0 is for value for the vegetation. If you want to check the another point, suppose 50 number training point, what is it? You can simply check it from the properties class 1. So 50 number training point is the class 1. And what is the class 1? You can see class 1 value is the build up area. Class 1 value is 1 for build up area. So I already defined. So here I can get total 130 training point, and each training point has a own class. You can see class 2. So this 114, this class is for the 2. So what is the class 2? You can see class 2, 0, 1, 2, 2 is the barren land. Okay. So all of the training point I can easily get with their class. This class I already added. Okay. When I take the training point for the vegetation, I put the value 0. So all of the vegetation training point, here you can see total 33 training point I take. So all of the training point vegetation value is 0. All of the build up area I take the 43 training point. All of the training point, this value is for 1. All of the training point for barren land, total 54 training points, value is for 2. Okay, so here I can get all of them. In this time I need to take the prediction band. So in this time all of the point I take the band value. I also need to create the signature file for creating the LULC map. Okay, so for this, okay, so I need to take the some band value. So I make the band list. Okay, according to the band list I just create all of the band value. So just a minute. Okay, so I simply take a list. I make a list. I simply take a variable and put the variable name is the bands. Okay, I simply make the list for v1 such as Okay, so now you can see I simply take the sum band value. So I simply take the B1, then B2. I also take here the B3. Thus as also take the B4. Thus as I also take for the B5. B5. B6. B7. So I simply take the band value. In this time, my main target is that I need to extracting the band value. I want it to extracting the band value all of the point. Okay, total 130 point. I extract all of the band value for every single point. Suppose for the 0 number training point, I take all of the band value. For the second number band, I take the all of the band value. Okay. So for this, in this time, I need to create the training data set. Okay. Training data set means that training spectral signature. So here you can see this is the training point. Okay. So in this time, from this training point, I want to get all of the band value. For the training point, for the every single training point, suppose this is a training point. This training point, I take all of the band value. This training point, I take all of the band value. So total 130 training point, I need to extracting all of the band values. Okay, so let's go. For this, I simply take a variable. I take a variable and give the variable name is that suppose train image. You can put any variable name. I simply put the variable name is the train image, and then I simply call my image. You can see this is my image. Okay, so all of the things is stored in a variable. This variable name is the image. I simply copy and paste here. Okay, after this I simply use here the select function. Select, and then I simply select all of the band. All of the band is stored in a variable. This variable name is the bands. I simply copy the bands and paste here. Okay, then I simply use a function. This function called the sample region. So sample, I simply use here the sample region. Okay, sample regions. In this time here I can get all of the argument. I simply make a dictionary, curly bracket start, and also curly bracket int in here. Okay, and then I just simply use here the collection. So collection, so this collection is that all of the training merge. You can see all of the I merge all of the training point in a variable sample. I simply copy and paste it. So this is my collection. Then properties. Properties is that value. So you can see property. When I take the training point for the vegetation, I take a property name class. Okay, so I simply copy the class. And all of the feature, I take the same property name. You can see class. Also, you can see barren land. It's also class. Okay. So I simply put here the property name is the class. Class. Then a scale. A scale is the resolution of the satellite image, 30 meter. Okay. Then I simply move it. It's not needed, but I simply move it. Okay. So now I want to print this. So I simply print and simply call the train image. Simply copy the variable name and paste here and click to the run. So now you can see here it also printing our all of the band, extracting the band values. So I simply click here and go to the feature. So here you can see all of the training point I want to get in here. Suppose I simply take here this training point and go to the properties. You can see for the 0 number of training point, I take all of the band value B1, B2, B3, B6, B. All of the band value I want to get for the number of point number 0. So 1 training point you can see I get all of the band value. Same for the 2, I get all of the band value. Okay, so which band I want to add here? I get all of the band value. Okay, here you can see when I click here, I can get all of the band value. So total 130 training point I want to get is training point for all of the band value. Okay, so this is my data set. Okay, so this is my data set. This data set I want to use for making the land use and land cover classification map. Okay, so in this time, if you have any question, you can ask me. And in this time, any question or any doubt, you can ask me.
I try to understand you, but complete. You can complete.
Okay, so in this time, you can see I created the training data set. Mainly training data set is that extracting the band value. Okay, so for this point, I extracting the total all of the band value. Which band I want to add here? All of the band value extracting. Yeah.
What is your target?
My main target is that I want to extracting the band value, and this band value I want to get from the training point. Okay, so I can get the some band value for the vegetation. I take the band value for the build-up area. I take the band value for the barren land. Okay, all of the band value I want to take. In this time, I use here the machine learning. So when I use the machine learning, then suppose you can see, I take the band value for this point as this is the build-up area. Okay, as the build-up area, I take the some band value. Okay, from this here. When this band value is similar with other region which I don't take the training point. Okay, you can say I take the only training point for this region. When this band value is similar with other region, then it's automatically showing the build-up area. Such as vegetation, you can see I take the band value for the vegetation in this region. Okay, and when this band value or when this pixel value is similar with other region, then it also automatically predicted it's also vegetation. Okay,
it's the same region.
Yeah, same value. When I can get the suppose vegetation has a constant band pixel value, for the build-up area has a constant band pixel value, for the water body has a constant band pixel value. I want to take the training point. I set this is the vegetation. When this training band value for this point band value is similar with other region, then it's automatically identify it's also vegetation. Okay, so in this time I ran the model, then you can easily understand about that how it will be work. So in this time here you can see, okay, I train my data set. Okay, I get the training data set. So it's my data set. So all of the data set is stored in the variable train image. Okay, so all of the data set means that all of the training point band pixel value. Okay, let's go. In this time I just use here the machine learning, and then I just classify all of the images. So let's go. So for this, I just simply take a variable. I need to create the classification model. So I need to use the classification. And in this time, there are a lot of classifiers available here. So in this time, I use here I simply search here the classifier. And I want to use here the classifier for the classification and regression trees. So this is the one kind of machine learning. It's called the classification and regression trees. Okay, I want to use this model. I simply copy this function and take a variable in here. I put the variable as a classifier. Okay, and then I simply put this variable in here. I simply remove all of the things is not for this time. I simply remove, and then this is my classifier. Okay, so this is my classification model function. This model function I want to train. Okay, I want to train. Okay, so for this I simply use here the train function. Okay, after this you can get all of the information you can see for the train. I simply make a dictionary. Start. also int. So first of all, feature. What is the feature? Feature is that your training data set and all of the band value is stored in a variable train image. I simply copy and paste here. Okay. Then class property. Class property is your property name. So property name is that class. Okay. So we already defined the property name. Is that class. Input properties is that I simply put the input properties. This is the bands. Okay. You can see what is the band. Band, I already defined the bands, all of the band. Then simply remove it. So this is my classifier. In this time, this classifier I need to add with my image. So for this, I simply take a variable and give the variable name is that classified. Okay. And then I just simply call my image. I simply call the image paste here, and also need to select my all of the band, which band I want to use as a prediction band. I simply copy the variable name again, bands, and paste here. And after this, I just simply use a function. It's called the classify. So mainly classify is a function. It added your classifier with your image. So my classifier is that I simply copy my model variable name and paste here. Okay. So now this image is the classified. I simply use here the map dot add layer, and then I simply copy the classified and paste here. In this time, I want to make the visualization. So min, it will be start from the 0 and max for 2. You can see vegetation is 0, and we also use here the barren land for the 2. So 0 and 2, this is the min and max. I also add here the color plated and make the color list such as vegetation for I use here the green color, as well as also field of area I use here the red color. For the barren land I use here the yellow color, and click the run. So now we can get also the classified image for this Modena region. We are classified only for the 3 classes. So now you can see it working. Another layer also added here. Okay. Okay. In this time, it has also another problem is that it also showing this type of region as a vegetation. But there is the no vegetation. Just a minute. I think this is the another class. Okay. For the red pixel value.
Sorry, I missed you for a few seconds.
Okay.